From the moment Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court after nearly 8 months away from basketball, she wasn't just returning, she was detonating every expectation, shattering every preconceived notion about what a comeback could look like, and rewriting the very definition of dominance. Forget cautious, measured returns. Clark stormed onto the floor with the kind of intensity, vision, and precision that makes legends seem inevitable. She came off the bench, and in less than the span of a single half, she completely altered the tempo, the strategy, and the psyche of every team she faced. Every dribble, every pass, every shot carried the weight of history, and the numbers tell a story of sheer annihilation. 17 points, 12 assists, 0 turnovers, perfect shooting from 3, flawless from the free throw line. Every stat screaming a single truth: Caitlin Clark had not merely returned, she had transcended. She wasn't adjusting, warming up, or shaking off rust. She was executing at a level that had never existed before. She rewrote records for assists in a debut, recorded the fastest double-double in senior national team history, and produced the highest first-half assist total anyone had ever achieved in FIBA competition, men or women. Her court awareness, ball handling, and passing genius transformed her teammates' performances, elevating everyone around her to levels they hadn't glimpsed before. Her teammates suddenly found open lanes, shots they never dreamed of materialized, and defenses that thought they could contain Team USA crumbled under her relentless creativity. What made this even more astonishing was the context. She did this while being used as a reserve, while her coaches carefully monitored her minutes, treating her return like a delicate experiment. Yet Clark treated it like a conquest, turning every second into a statement, every possession into proof that the 8 months she'd been away were merely the calm before the storm. She demolished 7 records in her first 19 minutes, obliterated previous assist records for any country at the senior level, and laid the groundwork for what would become a historic, tournament-defining week. Her energy, her drive, her unapologetic hunger, and her flawless execution ignited not just a team but a tournament, sending ripples through the entire landscape of women's basketball. The game, in every sense, had shifted, and anyone who witnessed it knew they were seeing something utterly unprecedented, the kind of dominance that doesn't just make you a star, it makes you a force of nature, a benchmark against which all others will be measured. The atmosphere around her was electric, fans tuning in en masse, generating record viewership that proved this wasn't just athletic excellence, this was cultural revolution, proof that when the world sees Caitlin Clark on the court, they aren't just watching basketball, they are witnessing history being forged in real time. Every pass, every drive, every read was a lesson in mastery, and as she consistently led in points, assists, efficiency, and plus-minus across an entire international tournament, even while coming off the bench for most games, it became abundantly clear that Clark's return wasn't merely successful, it was transformative, redefining what it means to dominate, inspire, and electrify a sport that had waited for her kind of genius. And then, as the tournament progressed, what began as awe-inspiring individual performances evolved into a phenomenon that reshaped expectations for Team USA, international competition, and the very concept of leadership on the court. Caitlin Clark's relentless drive and precision didn't just earn her accolades, they forced the game itself to evolve around her vision. She shattered a total of 14 FIBA world records in just 7 days, claimed the MVP title in her very first senior national team appearance, and did so while redefining the possibilities for what a bench player, a debutante, or even any player in her position could achieve. She eclipsed every previous assist record, set unprecedented efficiency benchmarks, and even established a record TV audience, proving that her impact extended far beyond statistics into the cultural consciousness, inspiring fans and players alike while casting a bright, uncompromising light on the future of women's basketball. Her synergy with Paige Beckers and Kelsey Plum in the backcourt became a nightmare for opposing defenses, forcing the game into a pace-and-space system that only magnified Clark's natural brilliance, as her court vision orchestrated scoring opportunities with surgical precision. She didn't just dominate games, she dominated the narrative, demonstrating that leadership, skill, and sheer competitive fire can transform a carefully constructed system into a living, breathing testament to her talent. Every team she faced, every game she entered, became a showcase of her unparalleled intelligence, her ability to anticipate, react, and manipulate the court in ways no player had before. When the dust settled, her tournament performance stood as an indelible mark on international basketball history: youngest ever MVP in FIBA qualifying history, first debutante to win MVP, first player coming off the bench to take home the award, a plus-minus rating that dwarfed her competition, and assists, points, and efficiency stats that left every other player in the field scrambling to keep up. Caitlin Clark's return wasn't a story of recovery. It was a story of revolution, a seismic shift in expectations and possibilities, and a definitive, blazing message that the era of her influence had arrived. Fans, coaches, and analysts alike are left to marvel at her dominance, replaying the artistry of her passes, the precision of her shot-making, and the strategic brilliance of her decisions, understanding that what they witnessed over those 7 days in Puerto Rico was nothing short of a paradigm shift in the sport itself. Clark didn't just play basketball, she commanded it, reshaped it, and elevated it to a level that will define her legacy and influence every player who follows, proving in the most emphatic terms that greatness is not measured by time away from the game, but by the impact you leave when you return, and Caitlin Clark's impact was, simply put, beyond legendary. Caitlin Clark's return to the court after 239 days away from competitive basketball was not a comeback, it was a declaration, a seismic event that shattered every expectation, rewrote every record, and instantly changed the landscape of international women's basketball, creating a spectacle so commanding and so irrepressibly dominant that the world could not look away, as if the very fabric of the game itself had shifted in her absence, and every dribble, pass, and shot carried the weight of history, intensity, and an unrelenting will to redefine what it means to be an elite player at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. She did not ease into her return cautiously or tiptoe around her layoff. Instead, she erupted onto the court like a force of nature, unleashing a level of precision, vision, and anticipation that made seasoned defenders appear lost, teammates suddenly sharper, faster, and more opportunistic, and every statistic a testament to something almost incomprehensible, as she recorded 17 points, 12 assists, 0 turnovers, perfect shooting from 3, flawless from the free throw line, and executed at a level that had never existed before, proving that her absence had not dulled her skills, but instead honed them into a razor-sharp instrument of unparalleled dominance, demonstrating that the months away from the game were not a setback but a prelude to one of the most awe-inspiring, record-shattering performances in basketball history, as she obliterated the all-time FIBA assist record for any senior national team debut, set the fastest double-double ever, recorded the highest first-half assist total in qualifying history, and transformed the pace, flow, and strategic execution of every team she touched, all while entering as a reserve off the bench, a decision by the coaching staff intended to manage her minutes but instead highlighting the breathtaking intensity, efficiency, and court control Clark displayed without hesitation. As she manipulated defenses with her unparalleled court vision, orchestrated scoring opportunities with precision, and elevated her teammates to levels they had never reached, making every possession, every movement, and every decision a masterclass in basketball intelligence, execution, and unrelenting dominance, as her synergy with teammates like Paige Beckers and Kelsey Plum became instantly terrifying for opponents, creating spacing, tempo, and read-and-react scenarios that no defense could solve, leaving defenders scrambling while Clark effortlessly navigated the court, finding seams, dishing pinpoint passes, and making shots with a fluidity, confidence, and instinctual accuracy that left the arena buzzing, fans captivated, analysts in awe, and the sport itself compelled to acknowledge that what they were witnessing was not merely a player returning from injury but a phenomenon, a historic moment that redefined the ceiling of what women's basketball could achieve, as she shattered 7 FIBA world records in her first 19 minutes alone, including most assists by a debutante for any country, most assists off the bench, fastest double-double, and the highest first-half assist total, demonstrating a mastery of the game that transcends standard measures of performance, leaving a trail of records that will remain benchmarks for years to come, as the cultural impact became immediately apparent with record-setting TV viewership.